And we're live, ladies.
Ooh, ooh.
Hey,
Happy Black History
hey.
Month.
Happy Black History Month. Welcome back to 32. Tonight we have our queen, Sara.
Are you
Would
glitching?
you
I
like to
think you're on the
introduce
wrong
yourself, Sara?
internet.
Yeah,
I
there
think I
was
am
like a.
too.
Sorry.
Oh no.
All right.
We'll be back. Yeah.
Good?
All right. Good.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I had to switch Wi-Fi.
Oh,
My bad. My
we
bad.
really were on
I
the
was on
wrong
the wrong
internet.
Great Black Queen. Let's go.
Hello, Sophie.
I would like to start by saying I had to think about this today. And I think I have decided that, in my opinion, I'm Gonna Get You Sucka is the greatest of all time parody movies. I thought a lot about this because
Mm-hmm.
there's so many good ones. Naked Gun is one of my
Mm-hmm.
favorites. Spaceballs is another favorite.
Ooh, Spaceballs is a good one.
Love Spaceballs.
Robin Hood Men in Tights.
That's another great one. Like there's so many good ones.
Don't Be a
And even
Menace.
don't oh my god, I love that movie.
I
We should add
almost
that to the
said to
list.
slip that one into the list here, and I was like, 3 weeks back to back is a bit much, but
I'm gonna add that to the list and invite Shalia because that's like her face. She can quote that whole movie.
really.
Yeah. What was the other one I was gonna say? Blazing Saddles is another great one. I feel like Mel Brooks is kind of like the guy, right?
Underrated. Yeah. His
Um,
audio came out. I want to check that out.
okay.
Yeah, it's like
Well,
My Remarkable Career in Hollywood or some shit like that.
I'd read it.
Mhm.
You hear Grimlock turning up.
He wants to read it too.
So yeah, this I decided is the greatest. It's a perfect movie. I don't have a
It's funny
single
that
complaint about it.
because I like my first note was it's a master spoof.
It is.
I don't like everything that they do is perfection. All the references that they get are super duper timely, and we can talk about that later. But it's just like they hit everything. They like every issue that comes arises like in a black exploitation movie, they nail, and it's just so funny from start to finish. And it's like so funny that like I forgot like the things that I laughed at when I saw it as a child that are still funny, but then I was like, oh my God.
Let's talk about watching this as a kid.
Yeah.
Did you watch it as a kid too, Sarah?
I did, but the only part I remember is the part where the girl, what's her name? Cherry, where Cherry
Pulls off her.
yeah, and then she takes that.
Pulls off
That's the
everything.
part I remember from when I
It's
was
so
a kid.
nice in the summer.
Yeah. I remember how wild that was.
Me and my cousins
than
used to die laughing to that part. Like this is
Yeah.
a movie that every time when we would come over from overseas and we hang out with my cousins, we watched this movie every time we came back. So we'd seen it so many times. Like, you guys aren't sick of it? No, we're not sick of this movie because it's amazing.
You can't be sick of it. I'm gonna post a comment. I heard the People's Revolution was once 1,000 strong. What happened? They all got government jobs. They went in with guns and they came out with jobs. Also, shout out to that name, Commie Hilfiger. I like it.
Oh man.
Where do we even start with this?
We should start with how we're OGing.
Yes. I decided to OG. We all decided to OG tonight. It's destroying the community, and we are complicit.
And you know what also is amazing about this movie that they nailed that other spoofs don't do, I think, as well, are the running gags. Right? Like the constant, how do you go to the bathroom with all that shit on? Or like, you want to take the window or the stairs, you go out the window or the stairs,
Yeah.
The stairs.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember seeing it for the first time because I can't remember. Sorry, Grimlock is distracting me. I can't remember watching it for the first time, and I wish I could say like how I felt seeing it, But it's. I mean, it came out in '88. I wasn't that old yet, and so watching it has more so become I guess not really the first time watching it as an adult, but I remember watching it as an adult and picking up on so many things and being like, why did my parents let me watch this?
Oh man, that's my thought exactly. Especially watching it this time around, I was like, I mean, there was one of those things that there were laughs in there for everyone, and nothing that they were doing was really like overtly not friendly to children.
A lot of the, like for instance, when Slade first shows up and at Belle's house, Mama Spade, and she's like, "Oh, I thank you. I'm so glad you're here. I really need you." And he's like, "Yeah, I've been feeling pretty horny lately myself."
It's like the stuff that was sexual wasn't overtly sexual, but you were like, I was like, oh shit, he said that. Or when he meets Slade and he starts talking about his mom, and he was like, oh yeah,
this thing she used to do with her tongue.
That's my mama.
She had the big brown firm.
Yeah.
Like, but like, why would you even say that in general?
To like a stranger, you're just like, oh yeah, I remember. Like, he could have been anyone.
It was just that good.
Yeah, I mean, he remembered her very well.
Yes.
And you know what cracks me up too is that when they're talking about like, let's talk about. I mean, we should. Okay, I don't even know where to go because I was gonna say we can talk about this all-star cast. Like, shout out to everyone, literally everyone who is anyone is in this fucking movie. But I'm saying that because of the funeral scene in the beginning, they're at Cuba's funeral. They're like, wait, this is not the right. And how they paid for the funeral. They paid for the funeral with all of his gold. They're like taking the Olympics.
Flowers. It was like the gang something.
I got it. I wrote it down.
Gang? No.
Shit.
Better get some Epsom salt for that toe. Shout out to Practical Effects for that real. Giant toe.
Oh, it's the youth gang competition.
Okay. The youth gang competition. that I always remembered because of the car stripping part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Record time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how Mama Spade is like, my son, he's like, he ain't shit. From the beginning, she's like, fuck Junebug. My baby's house, fuck Junebug. So good. So
do either of you watch blaxploitation films?
I do every once in a while because there's a bunch of them on HBO Max randomly.
Huh. I've just watched the like Jackie Brown and then is it Jackie Brown? Is that yes. Anyway?
Jackie Brown is a little bit later.
Yeah.
Foxy Brown.
Foxy Brown.
Okay, what's the one? Okay, I think I have it mixed up.
Both are Pam Grier.
Yeah, I've seen the ones with Pam Grier. That's it.
During Halloween, one of my Halloween watches, spooky season watches, was Blackula.
I haven't seen that in ages.
Oh my god! Also terrible. And then because I watched Blackula, I watched a Vampire
in Brooklyn. I need to add that back to my spooky list.
It's so funny. I mean, I was one of those movies that when it came out, it was kind of trash. But now that I go back and like appreciate it for what it is, I was like, no, it had some really funny moments.
Well, now I need to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we should have opened this with Fly Guy's poem.
Oh, I was going to ask you guys,
better have my money.
Should we do a dramatic reading?
And I want to know if it influenced Rihanna's song.
Oh, it had.
We were just talking about that. Yeah.
Even if the writer or whoever didn't know that that's where it came from, like that is the beginning of "Bitch Better Have My Money."
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What do you say? Not some, not a little, but all
not
my
half.
cash. Not half, but all my cash. If not, I'm gonna put my foot dead in her ass.
It's like Shakespeare.
He's a genius.
He's like, shit. Yo, that was so funny. Like all those commentaries. And it's funny since we were talking about Fly Guy. It's like when he goes into the store and he comes back with like all his drip. Yes. And he's walking down walking down the street and the people are like clowning him. I was like, oh shit, he just walked by Black Twitter. Just like, no, the people, what is he doing?
The people openly pointing at him and laughing is what had me in tears. Like I watched it again this morning and I still laugh just as hard watching it as I did, 10 years ago or 20 years ago or 30 years ago.
You weren't even born.
Right. 30 years ago, I wasn't born yet.
Oh my God.
Fly Guy. Do you know we never found out what he's in jail for?
Oh, he's really in jail?
No. I mean,
No,
like
in the
the
movie,
character, but
Oh,
I guess
okay.
it doesn't matter. But
Mhm.
can we talk about Kung Fu Joe?
Yes, let's talk
His
about
standoff with the police.
it. He was like,
Seven
before
Hooks.
that, where he's like, "Oh, Bruce Lee was your master." He was like,
Teacher,
he's like
teacher.
acting teacher. Why?
When he's going to, when the cops stop him, he's going to put his hands on the hood and he's like, one of the things I really appreciated was that despite, you know, the shit that happens to all of them, nobody like dies. Like they still keep it pretty lighthearted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see Fly Guy get just massacred by police, like absolutely destroyed by all these guns, and then he shows up and he just kind of has some blood dripping down his neck, as if like, and his clothes are all tattered and shredded.
Oh my God.
And then Hammer with all those guns.
Say, where with the guns, where he falls, he slips on the bullet.
Yeah, just flesh
like,
wounds. Just flesh wounds. And then Slade jumping down the building with a stick of dynamite. And his, once again, clothes just tattered. Like I love that part. Another favorite is when Hammer and one of the bad guys is about to fight, and he's like, "I don't know this karate shit, man." He's like, "Me neither. You want to fake it? I don't care."
And the bunion. How can we forget the bunion?
When Jack had that little splinter and he went on a dramatic landing, and he's no.
That whole Rambo sequence.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
God, I love this movie.
It's so funny. It's I have like, you know, like movies you're like, oh, I wish they would have done this. I wish they would have done that. Like 0 notes.
Yeah.
No notes.
What is something that just kind of stood out to you, like since you're, you know, way back when you first watched it?
The bunion, always the bunion. The bunion, because it's like it's one of those things where the moments where they like use a special effect, right? And it's just like, and it's just throbbing and it gets bigger and like parts of it are like, so gross and so funny. But yes, Mom's
stunt with the mustache was fantastic.
For it's so me, funny. Mm-hmm. I was gonna say I never picked up that Mama's Mama was always coming and saving his ass. You like I know that they said that, but like this time watching it was the first time that I really noticed that she really didn't let him fight for himself, which is why he got all those secretary patches on him, right? His medals on his uniform.
So Peter Griffin, he posted the one I was gonna say.
No.
That was insane.
I didn't understand that when I was a kid. I didn't know what cramps were. I remember not knowing what she meant, but I just remember her turning into a demon and being like, what is that about?
Yeah, it never resonated that it had to do with the menstrual cycle. I was just like, oh, she just like scared them, you know. Like she was tired and she wanted to go home from work and she messed with the wrong person, but like
I ain't killed nobody in a long time. I like that. It's like, you ever, what did he say? You ever cut a man from his ass to his appetite? Cut off his nuts, stuff it in his mouth, you watch him squeal like a pig.
And then he has the nerve to be like, oh my God. He's like, no, I know how to handle myself. And he walks outside. He was like, they're shooting. He's all looking around. He's gonna pull down behind the car.
Oh my gosh.
Chris Rock. That was such a funny scene too. Was that I feel like we saw that character in something else, right?
I think it was in where did he do that? Yeah, that guy was like,
I remember that's I think if it's Boys in the Hood or New Jack City or one of those ones where he's like a similar thing.
Because he had that line, right? He'd always say, good Lord, that's a lot of money.
Good Lord, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Poor little in my hand for a nickel. Right, it was New Jack City. Thanks, Peter Griffin.
Peter knows his stuff.
They killed Pookie, man. That shit ain't fair. Wrong movie. Back to I'm Gonna Get You Sucka.
I'm hot now.
From laughing.
Made me laugh.
Yes.
When David Alan Grier's character.
Oh my God.
I didn't grow up around blacks.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't grow up around blacks.
My dad was a lawyer, my mom was a doctor, and all my friends were white.
And then he said he learned how to dance from Bruce Springsteen.
That move he used to do.
The dancing in the dark video.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was great. It just has so many quotables.
Yeah.
And so many really bad at movie quotes and stuff, but it's just like, there's just so many. His name was Skip Allen, for God's sake.
Skip Allen.
And then Kim Wayans,
Oh, yes.
And then the little part where the waitress is like, "Oh, she's the director's sister," and then
another joke I totally didn't get as a kid, or even until like I don't know, I didn't get really until I was like a teenager.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, he's the director's sister. I don't get it. I thought it meant like the director of like the club or something. I was like,
yeah.
And then, when I got to know who they were from like In Living Color, then I understood like, oh, literally the director's sister. When the saints go mine.
Oh man. I filmed that part and I sent it to my cousins because when she starts rolling around on the floor. And a shout out to Robin Harris, also R.I.P.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Another comedic master gone too soon.
Yeah, him and John Witherspoon are in this movie.
Oh yeah.
John Witherspoon was the pastor at the funeral.
Yep.
Trying to get those people to stay.
She took their flowers.
How cold-hearted are you to take the flowers back?
I know.
It was so funny.
And they missed Lester's funeral anyway, so where are they going to take the flowers?
Home, I guess you can't return them.
Oh my God. You know what's the part that made me realize that we should have been watching this movie as children, where Cherry's sitting there, she's like, I want the whole 12 inches.
See, but I didn't know what that meant then.
Yeah,
I didn't either.
I didn't get it.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, I didn't get what you wanted 12 inches of back then in 1988. Like, had no 12 inches of what? I don't know. Candy.
And her red vast plastic vinyl outfit that kept
you could hear.
That must have been a nightmare for the sound people who had to go do the editing and post, because like
oh man, that was wonderful. Just squeaking.
Don't mind me, that's my drink.
Wow.
Gloop, 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 gloop.
It is Tuesday. You know what? So since we're talking about Cherry, I thought there was a couple of instances in this movie that I laughed because I was like, oh man, if they only knew like how prophetically backwards they were on this. Because like there's the one part where I forgot what her name was. The girlfriend wife thing, who was, we could talk about that in a minute, but the girlfriend wife was talking about, she's like, it was like kissing it with all that gold in his mouth, and I was like, ooh. And then fast forward to where grills were a thing, like everywhere, or when Cherry's like literally taking off her hair and her boobs and her ass, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what they're doing now. They did that work done.
No, I always say it is extremely humbling to come home at night and take off my eyebrows.
Mm-hmm. I think is my most favorite Facebook post of yours ever, because that shit hit real hard.
so many people were like,
I was
damn.
just like, oh man, you're right.
Like, it is so humbling to get home and wipe off your eyebrows.
It changes your whole face.
It does. It does. But hey, that's where we are now. You get home, you put your wig on your wig stand. You put your titties back in the drawer. Mm-hmm. Wipe off your eyebrows. Take off your eyelashes and put them in the case.
Yeah.
It made me wonder, were people wearing those enhancements back then, or was it just like a gag for this movie? Or I mean, there must
feel
have
like
been.
that was like at the age of like where people were breast implants were starting to get really popular / affordable. So like the titties getting done, like I did understand, but like all the other stuff was just like, you know, I thought it was, I don't know people who were doing BBLs back in the day.
Yeah.
I imagine butt pads probably already existed.
Yeah,
Probably.
maybe.
And weaves are just eternal.
Yeah. I almost wore my wig as a
Weaves
celebration,
and wigs.
but I'm not doing it.
I should get a wig.
Why did she have to be bald like that under her
with
wig?
a little bow? Why did she have to have a little bow? Later, AK. The little bow is it's like the little things like that.
Yeah.
It's the little things like that that set it off. Like, why did she have that little bow on that one curl?
And then she turned like psychotic when she took her wig off.
Don't make me hop after. Oh, I know she started that shrill laugh.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, you were lying. You weren't telling the truth. Well, I've got some confessions of my own."
Like, Peter Griffin said blue, but it's my eyes aren't really green.
Aren't really blue.
Yeah.
Great. Yes. Oh my God. It's so funny. So just like funny. Everything about this movie is hilarious. It's a Soul Train flashback.
Oh.
We knocked him dead. This soundtrack is amazing too.
And it's so hard to find. Like, I guess I have to like get it on vinyl or something because I was looking for these songs. No luck. No luck. Hold on.
I was trying to catch. They said Marlon and Sean were like extras or background people in the movie. I didn't see them though.
So. Oh, I saw them.
Was it the the gang competition scene?
Oh, maybe it was there. Maybe there's too many people.
Trying to remember.
Wow. It's like every single Wayans had a cameo.
Yeah.
I mean, they do it all as a family. I'm into it.
Yeah. I'm not mad at it either.
Easy hiring process.
Right?
Hold on.
You looking for the scene?
Sorry, it's back to the Candy thing where like she's going crazy where they were making out. She was like, "Shoot me, hurt me." All the stuff that she was saying to him, it was so. Oh my God.
When she said that when she was like, guys really get a kick out of this one, it made me realize like most guys just keep going. They're like, well, we're already here.
But it's like those TikToks that you see with like amputees and stuff, and they're just like, "You think I don't get laid?"
Right.
And I'm like, oh.
Disabled people in general, I feel like people forget are like actually people.
Yeah. Like by all means, dude, get some.
Right? It's like, yeah. Just because like my legs don't work doesn't mean I'm not trying to get laid. Exactly. Legs don't work, but my dick do.
Yep.
No, it really is a thing. That's a whole other conversation, but it really is a thing that like, that's a whole other conversation.
There's like other cameos and people that I spotted. It was like the girl from Jurassic Park was the dude's daughter, his little white children. But I was like, that's the girl from Jurassic Park. Her? Yeah. I was like, look at her.
Now that you say it, she did look familiar.
Mm-hmm.
She was so
all
young.
Their bean stuff, their bean pies,
bean ice cream,
sodas.
No, thank you. I'm regular.
When he introduced, did you catch he introduced his wife as his au fait wench?
Did he say that?
Yeah, he was like, my au fait wench. It's like, what?
Oh my God, I can't breathe.
What do you have in your notes, Nick?
Let's see what else. I've got like stuff about the youth gang competition, the senior citizen mugging,
mugging contest. Yeah.
And it's just like all the thing, like the whole, I don't know. It's just like everything that was happening. I mean, like obviously the crack era was serious, right? That shit wasn't actually funny.
No.
And they found a really good way of like spoofing what was happening in those communities. And yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna get you like all the other like satire, satirical movies and like spoofs and whatever that come after this. They just don't. Just you're right, Tanya. They just don't do it as well. They're all great, but like from
It doesn't
start
hit
to
the same.
finish, it's not boring. You know, I don't really my interest doesn't like my attention doesn't drift off while I'm watching this because there's just so many things that you can latch onto.
I think the mom was my favorite character. Bill.
Yeah. You see, she's from Black Jesus. If you guys watch that,
I didn't
right?
know that.
She isn't she?
I don't know.
I've only seen one episode of that.
Okay. I was like, okay, hopefully I'm not wrong.
I haven't watched it in so long. I have a Black Jesus candle. Like one of those like saint candles. James gave it to me.
Shout out to James. Happy birthday.
James.
Oh, and happy birthday to my cousin Chad. Happy birthday, Chad.
Happy birthday, cousin Chad.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Yeah, she was one of my favorite characters when she's reminding him about how the family of little people and like that one little girl were whooping his ass and he's running down the street saying, Mama,
Mama. Or how she left his room exactly how he left it.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. There's flies in there.
It's disgusting.
Flies, smell. He couldn't even stand the smell. He just like dropped his bag and like walked.
And then old girl cleaned it. Yuck. Damon Wayans. He was the bald villain, right? That's Damon.
Damon. I feel like he was so young, but he looked old.
He was so young. His screaming is another thing that like that like stood the test of time.
Yeah.
The way he screams in that is just
a lot of the with that high-pitched scream.
Yeah.
I love the henchman, him and Kadeem Hardison, just so funny. Although it's funny because I watched Vampire in Brooklyn so recently, I was like, oh, they kind of just like little bit of a typecast thing going on, playing the same type of like, you know, assistant to the main villain vibe. But I mean, he does it well, and he's just so funny.
Yeah,
he's so funny. I mean, because I watched that, I was like, oh, is that where "fuck your couch" came from? Because he was jumping on the couch, jumping on the shit.
You're rich, buy a new one.
Uncle Mr. Big.
Uncle Mr. Big.
Oh, guys, I'm wrong about the mom. She wasn't on Black Jesus.
Oh, okay.
It's somebody else.
We forgive you, brave Black queen.
Oh, and sadly, it seems like she passed away in 2020.
Oh no!
Janet,
a lot of ghosts in this movie.
Yeah. I really love this movie.
I wish I had saved the Lincoln speech so I could quote it, the whole thing. I didn't think about it until now. Like, damn, I should have recited that whole speech. Read me your report. He was so intense.
He looked insane.
And that's a funny thing too, like this like fake revolutionary, you know, he comes in and he's like, yeah, we want to do this. Yes. And he's like, and I need your help. Yeah, well, hold on.
Yeah.
He was like,
Abraham Lincoln was born in a log cabin in Illinois. His poor white twash went on to become president of the United States. Yes. I'll send you the rest of it.
The little girl's like, whoa.
Woo, speak, brother.
But even that, the like revolutionary with the
white
who prefers white women, like they like all the bring down whitey talk, and then he prefers white women. Like that was in Don't Be a Menace as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that scene?
The hippie chick with the glasses and the long hair?
Yeah. He's like, "Ooh, that beautiful queen," and then it's like you pass all these like beautiful black women, and then they pan on like one very plain white woman with like plain clothes and glasses on, and then it's her that he wants. Yeah, we got to do that movie with Shalia.
Don't Be a Menace. I love that movie.
Don't be a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
Masterpiece.
So good.
It is a masterpiece. Keenan he's just really good at this. Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Yeah.
He's really, really good at this. I feel like he is absolutely underrated.
Oh yeah, totally.
He's not talked about enough
He really
as,
is.
a creator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think I don't know if it's because it's comedy. Well, clearly Grimlock agrees.
Clearly.
That's his agent. We could just do it just about him because like he's got so many movies under his belt and like TV shows, and just his production chops are insane.
Yeah.
You're right. He doesn't get spoken about enough.
He doesn't.
Flowers for you, sir.
Flowers for Keenan.
Bow down to Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Yeah, even with In Living Color, like that show was a masterpiece, and that was Keenan's baby too.
Yeah.
And brought all his siblings.
I think I've watched like the first 4 or 5 seasons like back to back one day when I was doing my hair, and I was just like dying laughing. Some of the stuff
didn't age well. Yeah. Yeah.
Some of the stuff didn't age well and made me a little uncomfortable. I'll keep it real. And that's just how things are. It's like when you go back and you watch some of those like white frat comedies, you're like, ooh,
that's a rape.
That's not funny.
Like Nerds, Revenge of the Nerds. Oh
yeah.
I watch it now and I'm like, oh, that's sexual assault.
Shoot, what's the one that I watched recently? I can't. There was something about it. Maybe it was Revenge of the Nerds. Something that I was watching. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be able to finish this. I got like 15 minutes in. I was like, yeah, you've insulted all the groups already, and like you're not even trying. It just happened casually.
Yeah, I feel like with I'm Gonna Get You Sucka, the only thing I can really think of is calling little people the M word that we don't use anymore. But like other than that, I'm trying to think if there was something else that like kind of stood out to me that is cringy today.
You know what did stand out to me was that there was no N-word usage at all.
Yeah.
Not once. Because I was right. I felt like I was like kind of waiting for it. I was like, oh, not once. I got to the end of the movie and I was like, huh. Shout out to KRS-One. And when he decided he was going to get his theme song music.
Yeah. I don't like him now, but back then.
Yeah. I was
now he's kind of trash now. Defending Bambaataa and his crimes against children and humanity. But anyway. Yeah. And shout out to D Nice doing the scratches for Jack. Jack of Spades.
Let's see. Hold on.
I also really liked how Slade his theme music was very 70s blaxploitation, and then Jack's updates it. So you got your late 80s, hip hop. And we have D Nice, we have KRS-One rapping. What was the name of the lady who has that one line? And then there was an extra guy.
Yeah.
That wasn't her name.
Nice try, Grim. Let's see. I could do the cast rundown. We've got Keenan Ivory Wayans, Bernie Casey. We'll talk about that later. Yeah.
So that's another thing. Like me not realizing how handsome some of these men were because I was too young. And now that I'm at my ripe old age, I'm like, oh.
Hey, that's exactly daddy. What I thought when I was watching it. I was like, oh.
I said, hey, cat daddy. I see why the ladies like you.
Yes, exactly. And so Antonio Fargas, Damon Wayans, Steve James, Chris Rock, Kadeem Hardison, Don Lewis, Isaac Hayes, Jim Brown, Clu Gulager, Janae Dubois, John Vernon, Marlon Wayans, Anne-Marie Johnson, Carl Craig, Ariana Richards, Sean Wayans, Hawthorne James, Clarence Williams III, Kim Wayans, David Allen Greer. My mom loves him so much.
Yeah, he's hilarious. Sarah, do you remember his show?
Colbert.
Chocolate News. How could I forget?
When they're like, so what is when he pretends to be Maya Angelou and he has to do the poem for Barack Obama wins, and he was like, Barack Obama, president-elect, and then he does this whole poem, and they're like, what is the poem if John McCain wins? And she's like, John McCain, president-elect, ain't that about a bitch?
Yeah, we should do In Living Color. Maybe just pick a few episodes and be like, oh, this is what we're gonna do. Because Men in Film is one of my favorite skits. Like
Men in Film, you hate it.
Oh man.
I think one of my favorites is Jim Carrey being with one of the DeBarges. I forgot which one he was supposed to be.
Oh my gosh.
Can I see your, was it can I touch your titty?
Yeah.
I was like, okay. or when he does the Vanilla Ice parody.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was a gem on that show.
Yes. That's
time.
what he was. He was still James Carey then.
Yes, that's true. He was James Carey. Yeah.
Let's not forget Fire Marshal Bill.
Oh my God. Iconic. Iconic. Let me show you something.
They had so many good things on there. I remember the skit that disturbed me the most, just because I was like, they really was the Buttmans. Do you remember the Buttmans?
Oh, with the butt foreheads.
And then it was like the Buttmans met the Dickmans, and it was just like
I could do like a whole Keenan Ivory Wayans just appreciation
stream. I'm into that.
Because I mean, I guess this has kind of become it, because as I'm like just thinking, there's just so many things that the Wayans are involved in. All of the Wayans.
Yeah. It's funny because after I watched this, it was like one of the next recommended things was like the Wayans show, and I was like, oh, I forgot about that.
Kim Wayans, as funny as she is as a comedic actress, is also a really good dramatic actress.
I did see her in was it called Pariah or something?
Pariah.
Yeah.
Yes.
She
was excellent in Pariah. It's about this woman and her daughter is gay, and Kim is the mom, and she doesn't approve, and it's like kind of follows the daughter and like her whole struggle with like coming to terms with her sexuality, trying to like figure out her gender expression and all these things, and while also having a mother who's just like wants no parts of it. And Kim Wayans plays the mom, and she's excellent in it. You actually start to like hate her.
That's great acting.
Yeah,
I know. And she really was excellent as a dramatic actress. It's easy just to think of her as just comedy, rolling around on the floor singing When the Saints Go Marching In. Or what was her character in Living Color, the lady who's always in the window? I want the gossips. You ain't heard that from me.
Was it Miss oh no, she'd always be talking about some Miss
Jenkins or something.
Jenkins, yeah.
I don't remember what her character's name was, but that was one of my favorites. I ain't one to gossip, so you ain't heard that from me.
Yeah, she's so funny.
Let's say it says Benita Bertrell.
Benita Bertrell, yes. That and Cephas and
yes, with David Allen Greer, right?
Yes, yeah. Cephas and no, not Nisi. What was it? Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. Let me see. Reese. Cephas and Reese.
They used to sing all the time, right?
Yeah. I love that a lot of the people from this just got kind of brought over too.
Yeah.
So
bringing everyone along.
Loyalty. I like that. What are you looking up, Nick?
There was a skit from In Living Color that I like. It was like the Velma Mulholland. Velma Mulholland. So she was the one.
Is that the like film noir?
The film noir one. So this lady from the black and white movies, they're always putting her in modern situations.
Yeah.
I forgot that actress's name, but she is hilarious and also does not get enough credit. Hold on, let me find out.
Remember Janice?
Yes. Oh, what's his name? Dang it.
Kelly Caulfield Park was her name.
That was Keenan's character.
Yeah. I forgot his name. Janice. Poor Janice. She just wanted to live her life.
Oh, so good. I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Perfect movie, one of my all-time favorites. And
yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it again. It's just I can't. There's just so many things that are so funny in it, and it's like when you get to the end of the movie where they're like storming the thing, it's like it's just everything pays off in a way that's super satisfying. You know?
Right, you get like the end of the actual plot. Like there's so many gags that you forget that there's like a plot to this movie. It's a thin plot, you know, get Mr. Big, but a plot nonetheless. I love how casually his mom handles those giant guns.
Yeah. And I like that it's like the movie is also self-aware, right? They're like the guy who's playing Mr. Big. He's like, "Hi, I played a villain," and so did. Then he's like names all like the white people. Villains.
He brings up Jamie Lee Curtis doing Halloween and like,
and a couple. Oh, I forgot who else, but there were a few other people, and I was like, "Yeah, you're right.
Like what? You think I'm too good to play a villain?"
Oh.
Oh, it was Frenchie.
I need a vocal rest.
Frenchie, yes. Yeah. Frenchie and Janice. I love it. When Slammer is asking Jack, you know, what makes you think you could be a hero? And, you know, when they're having that whole thing, because he's, you know, he was a secretary, and he's like, I'm an ex-football player. And Jim Brown is just like, I didn't get that as a kid because I didn't know who Jim Brown was.
Yeah.
I didn't know who he was. So that was another joke that I absolutely didn't get. I was just like, or Isaac Hayes when he's singing terribly in the car. And it's like, the joke is that Isaac Hayes is actually a fantastic singer. I didn't get that, you know, before either. He's like, remember he meets that guy who was also an intermilitary administrator.
I wrote down as like one verse for typing. The first one I saw was at the gangster youth competition, and it just had books. It just said books. And they were both talking about how they had those medals for surfing.
That was like surfing. Like where did surfing come from? Can you see Grimlock waving his hands in the air?
Oh yeah.
I got distracted by his feet. I see the legs. He's just like starfishing.
He's really enjoying the show on mute. Well, at least it's only one of them because it would have been complete chaos otherwise, like it usually is on Tuesdays. Oh, we just lost Nikki.
Nikki, come back.
I have to walk around and breathe.
Okay. Nikki has long COVID.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, got to catch her breath.
Oh, yes.
Brave Black Queen, I'm loving your hat.
You know where this is from?
Where is it from? 125th Street?
From Baba Fashion.
Of course it's from Baba. I love it.
On 124th and Madison. 125th and Madison,
yeah. It's about 125th and Madison.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're in New York City, go check out Baba Fashion. Get all your prints.
Can I just say one thing? So recently had some clothing tailored by Baba Fashion. And while he does good work, when I went in there to retrieve the clothing, his sons were in there and they could not find. There was like no system
Oh no.
They were opening like all the different bags and like, is this what you got? I was like,
Oh
no.
my god. Very grassroots.
Yeah, it was chaos. And then they called him on FaceTime and they gave me the phone and I was like, hi. And he was like, yeah. So anyway, so if
Well, shout
you
out to Baba Fashion on
shout out to
125th
Baba
and
Fashion.
Madison.
Yes.
There was one scene we debated from Peter Griffin. The one scene we debated for an hour for the scene where he steps on the dead body. Did they or didn't they? Yeah, he absolutely farted in that scene. The dead body.
And I wondered that too. I did hear something.
No, he absolutely did. That was something I remembered and something I anticipated when I was watching it this morning. He absolutely let out a big old toot when he got stepped on. And that poor lady was like, I waited 12 years for this.
They weren't even bad.
She was very not distraught over her fiance being gunned down and being used as a human shield, and then being stepped on like so much trash. She was pretty chill about it.
Yeah.
But I guess if you've been waiting 12 years for that proposal.
That matters.
I was gonna say of like blah 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 checking it, but I realized that's from the video that I sent you from. Shout out to Black Lady Sketch Show. Ooh, their what's it called? The poison.
Rude poisoning.
Rude poisoning. Check out that skit. It's on YouTube. You won't regret it. It is so funny. I've been laughing about that show all day long.
Nah, that was funny. What else do we want to say about I'm gonna get you sucker, dirty mother?
Shut
your mouth.
Actually, she says, don't say that.
Oh, yeah.
Don't. Oh, yeah, she does say don't say that. I don't know. I mean, I gave this 2 thumbs up, 3 snaps in Z formation. You know, like I have arthritis in my thumb, so that really hurt.
Oh no.
I was like, ooh, can't snap. I gotta learn to snap with my left hand. But it's just this movie is perfect from start to finish. It's hilarious. I think it's got something for everyone. Like even if you're not of the culture, you will laugh because it's funny. You don't have to be the culture. You just have to know stereotypes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's great. I'm excited. This is our first film festival.
Wow.
Yes, next Tuesday, Valentine's Day, we have Love Jones. That should be an interesting chat.
I'm excited for that one because I haven't watched that movie in a long time, and it's a movie that I do watch from time to time, and then it's just, yeah, I'll save it for that because
I was gonna say there had one feeling when I watched it in my early 20s, and then a completely different feeling when I watched it in my mid 30s.
Yeah,
so we can we'll talk about that next week. Have you seen that one, Sarah? Love Jones?
I have. It's been a long time though, so that's with Lorenz tape. Or?
Yeah. One time a guy made me a mixtape and he put Blues for Nina in it, and it was really sweet, and I totally didn't catch any of the hints at all until like recently when Brian was like, was he in love with you? Because we were listening to it because I still have it. It was such a good mix. Excellent tape.
Is it a cassette tape?
Yes, actually I have it right here.
Oh, that's because you guys have a thing.
You guys have a cassette player?
Yes, I got a boombox last year.
Oh, okay.
Or the year before for Brian for Christmas.
Wow.
Yes, this is my one and only cassette. It's
Negra Modelo. I love it. I think out of the 3 movies that we're doing, because we're doing Love Jones and then we're doing everyone's fave, Coming to America. I think Love Jones might have my favorite soundtrack because I love all. That's
another really great.
Yeah, all
soundtrack.
The movies have good music.
Here's something interesting that's not related. Peter Griffin said, "What movie Lovejoys?" And Lovejoys is a reggae band, and they're my cousins.
Wow.
So yeah, go check out Lovejoys on Spotify, wherever you listen to music. They're my cousins. I mean, they had like one album in like, I don't know, 1989 maybe. I don't remember. 1982. I don't know. Somewhere in the 80s. But yeah. Love
I still wear
Jones.
my Randy Watson shirt.
I have a Randy
Get a love
Watson
shot.
shirt. I will definitely be wearing that. We're gonna do.
I'll be wearing my Soul Glow shirt for America.
So next week we have Love Jones, and then the week
On
after
Valentine's Day.
for Valentine's Day. So
Yeah.
you know, skip your date and come hang out with us instead, because that's way more
or
fun.
Start
than
your
going
date
on a
with
date.
us.
That's right.
There's that.
It's 32sdays. Start your dates, but let's get started. And then do what you're gonna do to the
And
soundtrack.
then on the
of Love
21st,
Jones.
yeah. And then on the 21st, we have Coming to America, which should be really excellent. We have a super fan guest for Coming to America, so that's going to be really exciting. Yeah,
we got 3 guests for that one.
that's going to be exciting.
We're not responsible for any babies made from Love Jones soundtrack.
No, not at all.
I don't want your children.
Sarah, do you have anything to promote?
Do I have anything?
Or anybody to shout out? Now's your chance.
Oh yeah, let me shout out my sister. It's her birthday today, Lula.
Happy birthday, Lula.
Yeah,
happy birthday, Lula.
Lula is very mysterious.
She's very mysterious.
She entertains me to no end.
Yes.
So happy birthday, Lula. If you ever happen to see this from wherever you are in the world. She's Carmen Sandiego.
She's Carmen Sandiego. She's in Puerto Rico right now for her birthday.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. We don't know for sure.
There's no way to prove it.
Yeah. But that's all.
You know, I was just thinking about this movie. This all the we were talking about how all the little details are what make it really funny. It's like they pay attention to everything. And that's why finally when I watched The Grinch with Jim Carrey all the way through for the first time this year, that's the same thing that makes that movie hilarious. We should do that next year, by the way.
Grinch, it's my favorite Christmas movie.
All the details in that movie are when I finally got to watch it from beginning to end. I'm like, oh, okay.
I didn't realize that I didn't realize that Brian had never seen it. Because I watch it all the time by myself around in the Christmas season. And he finally watched it with me and he was in hysterics. He had no idea it was so funny. And I'm like, bro, where have you been all this time? I've been trying to get you to watch this. That's another one that is just a perfect movie.
it really is. And that's why Isaiah Panther, who was on with us for what did we
Dark
for the Dark Trilogy.
Tim Burton Dark Trilogy.
I watched it at his Christmas party and I was just like, I had no idea that it was so funny because I'd only seen little bits and pieces of it. I was just like, oh, whatever. But yeah, no. Also, 2 thumbs up. We'll definitely add that one to the list.
Yeah, we'll add that too. We're always open to suggestions too for what we should do for 32sday.
Yeah.
So if there's something,
guess you got to do Pootie Tang at some point.
Oh my God. Let me go ahead and put it on the list.
You put it on the list and then me and you will have to watch it because it's a movie that I've heard that you can't get through it unless you're under the influence.
Nope. I get through it totally stone cold sober.
And I have tried and I can't. So
when you come over tomorrow, I will give you a s'more.
Pootie Tang and pancakes.
Pootie Tang, pancakes, and s'more edibles. And we'll have to watch Love Jones first. And that way, by the time your edible kicks in, we'll watch Pootie Tang.
Yeah, but I'm detoxing.
Oh, well, then I guess you're watching it sober like me.
I might leave go home first. my brothers and my sisters, they love Pootie Tang. And
it's so funny. It's funny because I think Louis C.K. hates it. Oh. And it's he created it. He hates it.
Oh, really?
But it's so fucking funny.
Who cares what he hates?
Who did all go? I can't. Yeah, I definitely want to talk about. I just put it in our Google Doc because I definitely want to talk about Pootie Tang. Oh, what's another one? Anything else that we should do?
There's one that I cannot remember the name of, and we watch it all the time. It is Kung Pao. You seen Kung Pao? Fist of Fury.
Wait, that sounds familiar. Maybe I have.
It's one of these. It's one of these movies where it's this guy is the chosen one. It's a spoof on
kung fu movies.
Kung fu movies, yeah. And he's the chosen one, but he's obviously he's a white guy. And they do all the dubbing, and it's just awfully unsynced. And It's on purpose, and oh man, that
I
one is
do
really
The
funny.
Last Dragon, just so I can
We
talk
did
about
Last
why he
Dragon.
deserved to be bullied.
I did a screening with that. I got to years and years ago.
Show enough.
There was I also did a music video for that that never came out, but that's another topic we'll talk about later. I got to go to the screening with that, and it was like Timeout, and Black Thought was hosting it, and so they were talking about this movie, and Elder Barge was there, and he sang just for a second.
Love
He
Elder
was just like,
Barge.
and we were like, ah! We all squealed because he sounded just like you wanted him to sound, and it was amazing.
Rhythm of the Night is one of my favorite songs ever. And one
It's
time,
definitely one of my
Bruce
happy
Leroy.
songs.
Yeah, Bruce Leroy definitely deserved to get bullied, but we'll talk about that when we cover if we cover Last Dragon. I'll add it to the list.
Add it to the list.
Rhythm of the Night is one of my favorite songs, and one night I was listening to it in bed with the young King Sulu. And Brian came home and he just goes, "Are you listening to the Barge in bed?" And I was like, "Is that unusual?" He just looked at me like it was so weird.
Oh, I got to take off one of these pairs of earrings. My ears are starting.
It's getting heavy.
Well, it's just like two, and then I'm using like my second piercing, which I normally don't wear things in anymore, and it's just like a lot.
I don't think my goblin is going to sleep anytime soon.
Yeah,
No, the thing is that he's watching the TV on mute and he's having a blast. It's not like he's reading the captions over there.
He's making up his own script.
Yeah.
So funny.
So excited.
I just want to spotlight my gold.
Ooh.
I love those earrings. I want them.
I saw them at a thrift shop and I was like, oh no, I'm going back and I'm getting them. And then I bought 3 shirts.
No, I definitely need a pair of those.
Oh, nice.
Love it. Hey, Sarah, you gave me this dress, this gold dress.
Oh, is that what you're wearing? Wow, yes.
I'm wearing sweatpants underneath it, but nobody can see me below my rib cage, so I can do what I want.
That's right.
Oh, I really just I don't know. Maybe we'll just say that real quick. Is that I think that this movie is one of the funniest, and I'm so mad that I slept on it and I haven't watched it in so long because it really needs to be in the rotation regularly.
It does. It does. It's such a good movie.
Yeah. Too many good lines.
So many. Like I just want to sit here and just quote the whole movie.
The movie makes me want to wish I remembered movie lines. I remember song lyrics, but I don't remember movie lines. But this movie,
I never remember song lyrics, even songs I've performed multiple times.
Oh, really?
I only remember ad libs.
I have fed artists on stage lines to their own songs.
I've had lyrics. I've had lyrics written like down my forearm, so that while I'm holding them, like cues, like the beginning of verses, so that when I'm holding the mic, I can glance down and see like how the next verse starts, so I can remember what to say. I don't remember lyrics at all, but ad libs, you can play me a song that I only heard once in 1994, and I will know every single ad lib in it. And then you can play a song that I've sang at 19 weddings, and I won't remember a single lyric from it. Except maybe the hook, but I'll know all the ad libs.
That's so funny.
I don't know. I don't hold lyrics in my head at all.
Oh, I can't get rid of them. I remember like the lyrics to every song up until like 2009 or something, and then it's just like after that I ran out of space.
No, instead I remember like random trivia and like, I don't know, just kind of stupid things that I probably should kick out of my head for more useful information.
Why?
To be useful.
That's what Google's for.
We do walk around with computers in our pockets.
Exactly.
Well, can you real quick? I feel like you should just say the thing that we were talking about earlier with the teen spirit, because I feel like that's.
Oh yeah.
It's because and that it's along the lines of what you were saying, Sarah, about bitch better have my money. Like, do they know that this is where this is coming from? Similarly,
but real quick, I cheat on my sheet reading for piano. Yeah, music's hard. Yeah, so my husband posed this question to me the other day. He said, do kids now know that Teen Spirit is a deodorant? Because Nirvana smells like Teen Spirit. Do they think it's like a metaphor for something? Or do they know that it's deodorant? Because Teen Spirit, you can't really find Teen Spirit now. You can find it online.
Yeah,
I
Tanya
looked
looked
today.
earlier.
Yeah, I
For
looked
hundreds
today.
of dollars.
Yeah, it was hundreds. Man, that was for like you had to buy like a case. But
which is crazy. And it's such a funny thing because I was like, I just assume that everybody knows that's what it is, but
it's like
not
Bye
like
Felicia.
popular deodorant.
It's like Bye Felicia. So many people had no idea. I remember even I was talking to Shamara and Josiah, my younger cousins, and I was like, do you even know where Bye Felicia comes from? And they're like, what do you mean? It's like a thing you say. And I'm like, it's from Friday. Like they had no idea because they hadn't seen Friday because they were kids. Adding it to the list. I think Grimlock wants me to get offline. I'd be into doing Friday.
That's a movie that I wasn't allowed to watch as a child. And I think I've maybe seen it once as an adult. I know my parents were so strict, dude. I tried to tell them they didn't. They just didn't
I don't know how to stop him. He's not even crying. He's just yelling. Well, I guess I should wrap up then.
Bring him over. Bring him over to say hi.
Is he laughing?
Yeah. I'm pulling the whole chair with him in it.
Yeah.
You see him, or is he still blurred?
He's still blurred.
But we see it.
He's in the witness protection program.
Yeah, he's gonna stay blurred until I move him up close. Well, we have to wrap up anyway. I'll take him out so you guys can have a visit with my goblin.
Oh, he's not my bestie. Sulu is my bestie. Grimlock and he has mixed reactions when I come over to visit.
I know.
Here's the goblin that's been yelling in the background this whole time.
Oh, hey. Look at
I
that
like his little vest.
Oh.
Yes, it's to keep his torso warm. Well, I guess it's a wrap then for I'm Gonna Get You Sucka. Oh, the
Thank you guys for inviting me.
Oh,
thanks
it was a
for
pleasure
joining us.
It's been fun chatting with you all. And I got to wear my hat. So.
Come back anytime.
Yes, come back anytime and give ideas. Well, if you want to do Pootie Tang with us.
Yeah. Yes, I'll have to rewatch.
I think I own it.
Do you own it?
I love Pootie Tang.
Sadate.
Sadate, my Dami.
I just realized that we need to pick a book for book club, don't we?
Well, we were talking about doing The Good Luck Girls, and then we weren't sure.
Oh, I have to reread that.
But we could do something else. Do you want to do Tress? We can talk about it offline also, since it's after 10.
Tress. Yeah. Okay. Book club announcement coming soon.
Well, we've been 1,000 Eyes in One. I'm Tanya.
Nikki.
I'm your brave
Black Queen.
Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month. We'll see you next week for Love Jones. Same time, Tuesday, 9 p.m. Pour yourself something pink and join us. Skip your date. Valentine's Day is for suckers.
That's right.
It's for friends.
Galentine's Day. What do you call for guys? Like Palentine's Day? Do guys do
really
that?
Star Warsy.
Do guys do that?
Or D&D. Yeah.
I do have D&D right before, but we're gonna end a little early for me so I can do the stream.
Yeah, so you could do Palentine's Day because it's D&D.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, good night, everybody. I'm gonna end the broadcast now. Bye.
Bye.